Happy Thursday. Um, just wanted to come here to talk about the new season for BCW that is going to be starting next month. Um, there is a lot to cover that I'm going to explain, but I'm going to try to keep it as simple. Alrighty, so first off, I want to say thank you to everybody who has supported BCW from the beginning all the way till now. So when I say that, I'm talking 2011 up until now. We are approaching our 15th year of BCW. Um, but I just want to say, this past year, when I began the 2K25 season of BCW here, continuing here, and then also airing on Twitch as I began doing BCW live events, which are our house shows on Twitch, and doing special events and some of the PLEs as well. Now, before I get into what I'm gonna end up saying here, you know, for anybody who does know me, who actually does know me, who have communicated with me, in a good amount of time, knows that, I'm a huge fan of this industry, of the wrestling world. Growing up as a child, watching it, all that fun stuff. Um, I do this running BCW and making all these events and shows and trying to give you guys the best entertainment as possible every time. I do this for fun. I don't do this for the money. I don't even do it for the views. I just do it because it's like an escape from life for me. Um, you know, Regardless of whatever you hear about me or BCW, it is what it is. Rumors are rumors, and I don't really care about that. When I came into this community, and I'm talking a while back ago before it even started BCW, when I introduced the Craig Mack character and all that, so you're talking 22, 23 years ago, um, this community was different than what it is now. Um, and when I say it's a lot different uh, today versus then, I'm talking how when I began, if you didn't know each other, you showed up for each other, supported, collabed, liked each other's things, helped each other out, no matter what it was. Promoters helping promoters, supporting one another. You know what I mean? I have never ever, in any time, um, I have never ever thought that I was better than anybody else, especially doing this. And that is just the God's honest truth whatsoever. I don't ever think that BCW is the best brand out there. I'm not sitting here saying that BCW is better than any other promotion out on the circuit, whether it's through Twitch, whether it's through YouTube, whether you began just being on the internet as being just a e-fed type thing. I do this just for the fun of it. I don't do it for the views. I don't do it for the money. I simply do this because I love the industry, and stuff like that. I just recently just became a dad, so I am adjusting my life to keep going with this. I'm not saying like right now, but sooner or later I'm going to be running out of gas to be able to produce BCW on a full-time schedule. So, enough about that. What I want to say before I get into what I'm talking about for the new season, as I was saying, I don't do it on the views, but since last year, so we started 2K25 season in May. When I officially moved over to 2K25, we started on Twitch with the live events and continued here on YouTube. For just YouTube alone, from when we started in May up until the end of this past season of 2K25, so as of April 20th, so from May 22nd of last year to April 20th, the channel got 3,045 views with all the events that were published here on YouTube and also that were brought over from Twitch as soon as it aired. So I want to say thank you to those who have been a part of BCW from the beginning, who came in throughout the years, who came in throughout all of last year, working hard, doing those views. And I know for a fact that getting that many views in over the 12 months may not be so big to some of you out there, but honestly, it's a big thing for me because I know that I'm producing something, and every time I produce something, I would rather give you guys quality over quantity. And that's why when I do all the shows and I do the editing, the commentary, and all this other stuff, I try to make it like you're watching a movie every single time that you guys are watching here in BCW. So, a big thank you to all of you who are on the roster, the fans that support, and all that fun stuff. I thank you, and I hope to get continuously of your support going through this year. So now I'm going to talk about 2K26. We are going to kick off the new season with the 15-year anniversary show. Like I said before, we began in 2011. This year's 15 years. We're going to do it big. We're going to be coming. That show will be at MetLife Stadium. We're going to do it huge. We're going to have a few BCW live events the same week when that 15-year anniversary show goes live. Next week, we are going to do the BCW. We're going to do the BCW draft. So everybody who's on the roster and some of you who have recently just joined in the last week, everybody's eligible to be in the draft. Whether you're active or whether you're inactive, you're going to be eligible to be in the draft. And we originally had two brands, Rampage and Mayhem. We are going to be introducing a third brand called Battleground. Battleground is going to be like an underground fight scene type deal. It will be a weekly show, and it will lead into the once a month fight night events, just like the UFC. Those type of matches will be anything without the rules. So it can be extreme rules, underground matches, first blood, cages, Hell in a Cells, matches without any rules. That's what that show will be. That's what that show will produce and only produce. And the only way to win is by knockout, submission, and or pinfall. So we'll be introducing that third brand. We do have titles for that brand. The combat the Combat Heavyweight Championship. For the men, the Combat Women's Championship for the women. We have a Submission Championship, and we have a Deathmatch title as well that are all going to be assigned to that brand. So, for this new season of BCW, we are going to be doing a win-loss record, which will be very important throughout the whole entire year. This year is going to be all about earning your opportunities. You know what I mean? You're going to earn to get a title shot. You're going to earn to qualify for specific matches. So when I say specific matches, we have what we call a Royal Gauntlet, which is our version of the Royal Rumble. This year I began doing that where I did spin the wheel and the superstars were chosen. 60 superstars were chosen, and it was a 3-day event of qualifying. The winners qualified to be in the men's Royal Gauntlet match. The ones that produced five-star matches during those qualifying matches were placed into one final match at the end. All together, the ones that produced the 5 stars, and the winner would get the number 30 slot. Now, if there's only one 5-star match, the winner of that match would be the number 30th superstar to come out. So, qualifying for the Royal Gauntlet win-loss record is going to be of importance just throughout the year. Qualifying, there's going to be events to qualify for stuff. We have what we call a Chase for the Case ladder match, our version of the Money in the Bank. You will, again, we'll go through a whole qualifying thing to be able to get into that match, as where if you qualify into being part of that match and you win that match, you will become either the most dangerous man or female in BCW, because that winning that briefcase will give you the power here in BCW to challenge for any title in your division. So if you are in the men's division and you win, you will be able to challenge for any championship in BCW, whether it's on Rampage, Mayhem, and or Battleground. You can go for a single title, or you can go for a tag title. If you're gonna go for a tag title, you better have a tag partner. Find somebody. And then the same thing for if you are in the women's division. There will be some things throughout the year where qualifying will be put into place for people. The win-loss records will be very important, as I keep saying, because the goal here, if you get drafted to Rampage or Mayhem, the end goal for you guys on those brands would be to get on the match card for the marquee event at BCW, which is Bound for Greatness. Now, if you're on the Battleground brand, they're gonna have their own monthly PLEs, which, for example, would be Fight Night Ascension, which is like Bound for Greatness, but that event is for the Battleground brand, which would be more of a fight scene type big deal, you know what I'm saying? So it will be in correspondence to Bound for Greatness. If you're on the Battleground brand, your goal is to get at the end of the season to be on the match card for Fight Night Ascension. So trying to implement things here to make you guys want it more, so there's going to be zero handouts whatsoever. You want a title match? You got to earn it. You want to be, you want to be on a card for a PLE? You have to earn it. You have to qualify for it. You know what I mean? Fight like your life depends on it in the middle of this ring. There are a lot of great there's a lot of great wrestlers in this community who has a lot of talent, and I see it, I know it, and you are more than welcome to be here, to walk in these doors, to be a part of the family here. As I mentioned before, we're gonna do a BCW draft. So you have up until what's today? Thursday. You have up until this Monday to reach out to us if you want to be a part of BCW, so you can be in the draft. Anybody who comes in throughout the year, we will place you based off of where we are, where we need superstars in. There's going to be a lot of BCW live events all throughout the year. Practically 2 to 3 every week, based on what's going on with me throughout the week. As I said, I just became a dad, so my top priority is taking care of my is to take care of my son. We do have a executive team who will be on top of things, and whatnot. In the description of this video, I will put the information on where you can find us on Facebook and on Instagram in order to message us if you want to join. For a 15-year anniversary show, we will be doing a lot of like throwback matches with the ones who are here still from the beginning. We will have people returning who were a part of BCW from the beginning, who are no longer in the company. The 15-year anniversary show will feature literally every champion in BCW. So it's going to be a big night. It's going to be like a long night. The show will be on a Saturday next month. I don't have an exact date, as it's going to take time to do all the recording, the editing, getting the promos, and doing everything. But I will keep everything up to date here in the community section of the YouTube channel for BCW, and also on our Facebook pages and on the Instagram page. So again, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been a part of BCW from the beginning and are here. I want to say thank you to the ones who have came into BCW from then until now, and I want to thank everyone who is coming in this year who wants to be a part of BCW. I cannot wait to see what we can do. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun doing it, and that's all that we can do. So I want to say thank you to everybody for taking the time out today to come here on having to see what I have to say regarding with the new season. Again, I'm gonna put in the description box of where you can contact us if you want to join. Please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Twitch, here on the YouTube channel, to keep up with all the action and to never miss a moment, as we are going to be posting a lot throughout this year, and I cannot wait to see what we do and how we do by the end of by the end of this next season. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day.